Итак, ломаем стекло, ломаем много чего. Видим очень красивые картинки. О, Господи. Итак, это игра, в которую я очень хотела поиграть очень давно, да, и недавно вот я решила купить ее. Ух, боже, 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 боже. Страшно жить. Очень страшно. Я не уверена, что у меня будет нормальный звук в этой, пока я играю, но я очень постараюсь, чтобы все прошло хорошо. Божечки, кошечки. Так, звук и субтитры, да, общая громкость. Надо ее понизить на всякий случай. Я сказал понизить. Да, нормально. Я надеюсь, что нормально. Так, ладно. Снизим все до 60. Звуковые эффекты еще сильнее можно снизить. Они как-то меня напрягают. Вот. Управление менять не буду. Части... какие части, господи, о чем вы? Итак. Я видела прохождение этой игры. Франция, Париж. 10 декабря 1792 года. Конец 18 века, незадолго...
Stop! You're not getting anywhere with this, Von Borchert.
You know, I kind of get the same feeling, my dear Sarah. Listen. Nothing. Not a sound. No one's coming to save you.
That's what you think. The Golden Order knows exactly where we are.
By the time your ridiculous secret society turns up, I'll be long gone. As for you, nothing will remain of your body.
If you touch a single hair on my mother's head, I'll skin you alive.
You know, Louis, I have no intention of beating your dear mother. There are more persuasive ways of making you talk.
Ох, этот французский акцент
You've stolen
английского.
something from me that I intend to get back. Where
Yeah.
have you hidden it?
Von Borchert, you can't sell that book on the black market anymore. This is finished.
We know you're planning on selling at one of Lord Mortimer's parties. All right? Just tell us who the buyer is and we can make a deal.
You've no idea of the trouble you've gotten yourselves into.
Да ладно. Серьезно.
Oh, but you will tell me where it's hidden. I can promise you that.
Stop annoying our host, Louis.
В смысле?
Son, didn't what happened to you in Rome teach you anything?
Just a few more minutes and my concoction will be ready.
Нас будут поить каким-то
With
конкокшеном.
this, your bodies will dissolve in less than 4 hours. You'll see. It loosens tongues in no time.
Серьезно?
You know, I have to admit, Mother, the only thing you've ever taught me is that damn motto of yours. Always remain rational. And open. I got it. I've opened our shackles.
Draw him over here. I'll take care of him.
Von Borchert! Von Borchert! Listen. Let's make a deal. I'll tell you where the book is if you let my mother go free.
Oh, what are you playing at?
Don't worry, Mother.
You want to play the hero. Pity you're not in any position to do so. For the last time. Where is Al-Azif.
Let me do this.
Al-Azif?
Trust me.
Ладно, я доверюсь матушке.
Please, be my guest, Mother.
Well done, Louis. You reacted perfectly.
How do you
Seriously?
feel, Mother?
Couldn't be better. He's alive, so I can question him after we get back. Pity he's just a middleman. Means I haven't finished with this case.
Oh, I had a feeling you'd be running off on one of your adventures again, Mother.
Stop,
You know
Udova.
what? I'm warning you. This time, I'm coming with you.
No, even though you impress me more and more, I have to do this on my own.
Mother, you're no spring chicken anymore.
Come on, let's go home. And
Весенний
don't forget to
цыпленок?
send our men to tend to von Borchardt.
Просто взяли и уложили его. Он такой, я растворю вашу плоть, тыры-пыры, а мы такие, мечтай. В чем фишка этой игры? В том, что от наших решений зависит все. Вообще все. Ну, в рамках этой игры, конечно. Итак, мы едем к лорду Мортимеру на вечеринку, да. Вечеринка будет огонь, конечно. Я выложу это видео сразу после записи, если меня обрадует качество звука. Я очень надеюсь, что меня обрадует качество звука. В противном случае мне придется все это перезаписывать. Да, это внезапно не Данганронпа. Я играю не только в Данганронпу.
Well done, Mother. You just had to pick up von Borchardt's trail on your own, didn't you? You ditched me in Paris with no explanation, and off you go to infiltrate one of the world-renowned receptions of this Lord Mortimer? And now he writes me to say that you've gone missing on his private island? Which, by the way, looks more like a big rock than a paradise island.
Стоп, она пропала? Она пропала, мы ее ищем, да? Эпизод 1. Безумцы. Слово
The least he
консул...
could do is explain to me how he managed to lose you. In any case, it is time for you to stop all this, Mother. It no longer suits your age. Well, I'm sure I'll find you once again, slogging through the caves beneath the island, searching for some long-lost mystical object that you just can't live without. I'm already hating this trip, and all I've done is think
Contrary
about
to
it.
what one may be able to imagine, it was not the host himself who invited me.
Well now, Duchess, we find ourselves both invited by Sir Holm.
Well, how very amusing. Perhaps we have some common interests, Your Eminence. Is this your first time at one of Lord Mortimer's legendary parties?
Oh no, we have been friends since long ago. But as I'm doing some business with Sir Holm, the invitation came from him.
Well, I simply can't wait for all the festivities to begin.
And you, good sir, what brings you here?
Я пришел встретиться с лордом Мортимером.
Lord Mortimer asked me to join him. We have some business to take care of.
Oh, how mysterious. You adapt quickly, my son. You get along here like a fish in water. Would you believe that we are all here hoping to solve our personal issues? You'll see.
Right. I doubt that you came here to look for your mother, Your Eminence.
Anyway, consider yourself fortunate, young man, because there are many who dream of simply one day setting foot on this island, and only a very few ever make it.
Ну, как бы я в курсе.
I imagine this must be your first time here.
А можно у герцогини?
And you, Duchess? You seem to be quite accustomed to things here. Am I right?
I do not think that one can ever get accustomed to what Lord Mortimer prepares for his guests. But you are right. This is not the first time I've been on this wharf.
If you've come back again, I imagine you must find it to be of some interest.
Here, everything is possible if you make the right choices. It really is up to you whether you leave better off or not.
Please excuse me. if you find me overly curious, young man. I did not mean to cause you any embarrassment.
Да все в порядке, все в
Come,
порядке.
Duchess. They are waiting for us.
We're moving, Monsieur de Richet, if you would like to join us.
I'm coming, Duchess. A cardinal? A duchess? I wonder if all the guests here are this prestigious. If
Да.
I'd known, I would have gone for a better suit.
Голова болит?
Are you all right?
Что у него с головой? А можно ты не эпилептик, пожалуйста? Я ж с тобой играть сейчас буду.
Mother? Oh shit, your hand!
So,
Okay, it's done.
did you put it in a safe place?
Yes. I made sure no one was following me. Don't worry, Sarah, no one's going to find it.
Are you absolutely sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Right. Just one thing left to do.
No, Mother, no, don't!
What? Have you lost your mind?
There's no other way.
If you kill me, you won't find it.
That is the point, my dear. No one must ever put their hands on it again.
No. But I trusted you.
No, Sarah. Don't. No. No!
You can run if you want to, Sarah, but you will pay. Down.
Он сказал, ты заплатишь за это, Сара.
Hugh.
Louis, are you all right? What's going on?
Нет, я не alright. Я вообще не alright.
Here, take this.
I'm sorry.
Keep it. Are you better?
I'm fine. Don't worry. It's getting late. Why don't you go on ahead and I'll catch up with you, okay?
Are you sure?
Yes! I'm sorry. I'm sure, yes.
Fine.
Эта девушка беспокоится за меня.
I
Мы только сюда...
definitely have to find Mother quickly.
Мы только приехали, а тут
Am I
уже...
going crazy or what? This can't be real. The Duchess arrived with me. What's happening to me, for God's sake? I absolutely need to find you, Mother.
Да уж. Да уж, да уж, да уж. Немножко понизим чувствительность. Угу. Ну, не то, к чему я привыкла, но уже лучше. А можно как-нибудь инвентарь посмотреть или... Так, ладно. Осмотреться, надо осмотреться. Или я не могу осмотреться, ну... Что, вообще не могу осмотреться? Это грустно, знаете ли. Я понимаю, что тут игра детективная, надо осматриваться, все такое. Фух.
Louis, during the trip, I had something I wanted to ask you, but we didn't happen to run into each other.
Yes, Duchess?
I'm not sure if you remember, but we've met before. At that time, you were of two minds as to your choice of career. Tell me, what have you been up to since?
Итак. Класс персонажа дает доступ к определенным навыкам. Вы можете открывать и другие навыки, но их развитие обойдется дороже. Дипломат, душа, любовь... Так. Итак, я помню, что в прохождении был дипломат. Душа любой компании. Красноречив, тактичен, убедителен в разговорах. Отлично разбирается в политике. Этикет, языкознание, убеждение, уклонение. Оккультист, мастер обмана. Он посвятил свою жизнь науке и искусству, готов идти по головам, не испытывая угрызений совести. Манипулирование, оккультизм, эрудиция, наука, хитрость. Допрос, бдительность, психология, ловкость, логика. Он замечает мельчайшие... эксперт в расследованиях. Он замечает мельчайшие детали окружающей обстановки и поведения собеседников. На пути к цели действует решительно и прямолинейно. Так, быть душой компании — это не мое. Оккультизм это, конечно, очень здорово, очень прекрасно, но мне кажется, что все-таки мне будет ближе именно решительные прямолинейные действия. Тут можно посмотреть навыки. Манипулирование. Вы получаете 1 очко навыка благодаря прошлым поступкам по психологии. Спасибо, игра, за то, что подсказываешь мне. Манипулирование и психология. Открывает варианты ответов и действий. Логика, ловкость. О, тут написано. Манипулирование. Заставляйте людей действовать в ваших интересах. Оккультизм. Пользуйтесь знанием мифологии, оккультизма, религиозных символов, древних языков и тайных обществ. Искусство, географии, истории. Науки и медицины. Крадите предметы, взламывайте замки, распознавайте подделки. Это очень интересно. Но мы посмотрим. Логическое мышление, красноречие, физическая подготовка, читайте своих собеседников как открытую книгу, замечайте важные детали, подозрительно расположенные предметы, оставляйте собеседников и выяснять их странное поведение и внешность. Мне кажется, все-таки попробую быть детективом. Переводите любые документы и понимаете разговоры на иностранных языках. Черт, это тоже полезно. Отвлекайте внимание собеседников, меняйте тему разговора, уходите от ответа. Демонстрируйте понимание геополитической ситуации, государственных интересов и дипломатических отношений. Я знаю, что там будет очень много важных людей из разных стран, поэтому языкознание нам бы могло пригодиться, но... Убеждайте собеседника в своей правоте, демонстрируйте непоколебимую уверенность. Подстраивайтесь под ситуацию, покупайте собеседников лестью и прибегайте к завуалированным оскорблениям. То есть он ориентирован на людей. Мне кажется, ориентации на людей будет недостаточно. Этот ориентируется на предметы и... А тут и то, и другое. И физическая подготовка. Как же сложно выбрать. Что ж, бросим монетку. Итак, я бросила монетку и... Мне это не помогло. Может, все-таки... Детектив. Я выбрать хочу, как выбрать? Покупать навыки, да? Ловкость +1. А вообще без эрудиции грустно будет. Ладно, оккультизм. Оккультизм, хитрость и наука. Погнали.
I have been involved in all sorts of unsolved cases. Have you ever heard of the Abbey of Hexham?
Vaguely.
An ingenious scam involving mass manipulation on a scale never seen before.
There was a cavern under the abbey, wasn't there?
Exactly. The wind would blow in through spouts, creating a terrifying howling sound. So, to stop the howling, the priests called for offerings from the peasants.
And if they brought enough money, I'm guessing the priest stopped the howling. A perfect trick to fool simple souls.
Admit it, Duchess. That story kept you in suspense, didn't it?
Yes, it did. I'm delighted to find out that you were the young and brilliant French investigator.
For someone who only remembers the case vaguely, your memories are very clear.
Well, they say I have the memory of two people. But please, call me Emily.
Fine, Emily. Tell me, I was actually helped on that case by my mother. You wouldn't know her by any chance?
Wait, Louis. We've already met. You do remember me, don't you?
Честно сказать,
Please
что
excuse
нет.
me, madam. I'm sure we've met before, but I don't remember where.
I appreciate your honesty, even if it's not very flattering for me.
I imagine that with your beauty, madam, it's the first time a man hasn't remembered your face.
Well, I must say, you make up for yourself rather elegantly.
Please stop torturing me. I'm completely at your mercy. Where have we met?
4 years ago, in London,
No. Sorry, I don't remember.
in the office of William Pitt. Remember? No?
I'm so sorry, Emily, but I really don't remember you.
Let's drop it, Louis. It doesn't matter. Right, time to go to the manor.
Применяйте навыки, чтобы обнаружить скрытые детали. Выбирайте наиболее подходящий к ситуации элемент окружения. Губы.
I ask her a question, she answers with another. Is she playing with me?
Каждый человек, с которым вы знакомитесь на острове, обладает своим характером. К одним навыкам он может проявить устойчивость, к другим слабость. Пользуйтесь его сильными и слабыми сторонами. Столкнувшись с устойчивостью, вы потерпите неудачу, почувствуете измождение. А воспользуйтесь слабостью, вернете одно потраченное очко действия. Чтобы узнать, к какому навыку, к чему ваши собеседники проявляют устойчивость или слабость, откройте в меню вкладку «Журнал».
Emily, please excuse my insisting, but you still haven't answered about my mother. Do you know her?
You'll see, Louis. Everybody here knows Sarah de Richet.
У нее устойчивость к логике.
I don't know where we're going like this, Emily, but you're connected to my mother one way or another. And if I can believe my vision, you don't have much of a place in her heart.
Ну что ж. О, карта. Навыки. Черты. Харизматичный. Вы всегда притягивали к себе внимание. Доверчивый. Психология +1 очко. Вы доверились матери. Вы стали оккультистом. Устойчивость, логика. Грустно.
Must be an incredible view from up there. Impossible to set foot on the island without being seen from 300 meters away.
Так, тут игра сохраняется автоматически, как я понимаю. А как осматривать предметы-то? Я читала, но видимо, не очень хорошо. Но я вижу маячок, он тут неспроста. Боже, кажется, мне еще сильнее придется. А. Да, так лучше. Или нет? Или... Нет, оставим как было. Иногда чувствительность мыши может пригодиться нам. Иногда чувствительность мыши. Так. Я хочу осмотреться. Я могу идти быстрее? Да, могу. Я оккультист. Я как Рики Гандам Танака. Я тут хожу и рассматриваю. Может быть, я выбрала не ту сторону силы, но... Но, по крайней мере, если бы я была собой, я бы была оккультистом. Поэтому... Горшочек меда. То есть мне все-таки надо подходить ближе к таким предметам, да? Подходим ближе. Чё, нет, не помогает, не всегда. Божечки. Я так неуклюже управляю, как будто никогда не играла в эти игры.
Good evening, sir. May I ask your name, please?
Louis Moras de Richer.
Monsieur de Richer. Delighted to welcome you among us, sir. You must be Sarah de Richer's son. I must tell you we are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Что вам известно о моей матери?
What can you tell me about the disappearance of my mother?
2 weeks have passed since Sir's mother went missing. All the staff here have since been busy searching every nook and cranny of the island. But Sir may rest assured, we shouldn't be long in finding her.
And just what have you found so far?
It would seem that Sir's mother may be hiding on the island and regularly changing her location. But no one seems to know why she would find this behavior necessary.
What do you mean?
On several occasions, we have found leftovers of food, a few of her things, or even traces of campsites. The reason why we're searching the wharf again is because lights were spotted there last night.
Where we are now?
Indeed, sir. According to our information, lights were seen in the middle of the night, sir. After verification, none of the guests seem to have left the manor last night. We think that perhaps Sir's mother was here.
Так, навыки. Есть ли свидетели?
Did anyone see anything else?
Unfortunately not, sir. Only lights were seen by servants of the manor, sir. And as I was saying, sir, all the guests were asleep, and no one seems to have noticed anything at all. We seem to have found an object that would appear to belong to Sir's mother. A handkerchief. The handkerchief is embroidered with the initials S.D.R. We came to the conclusion that they are the initials of Sir's mother, Sarah de Richer. I have orders to give it to Lord Mortimer as soon as I see him.
I know my mother. She's not the kind to go for a midnight stroll on the wharf for nothing. I've got to find out what the hell she was doing here.
Where exactly did you find the handkerchief?
On the landing dock, sir. The one you arrived by.
Отдайте
Pass
фоточку
me the
мне.
handkerchief.
But, sir, my orders were to give it to my master.
Are you refusing to
Слабость.
give me my own mother's personal belongings? Even though she was greatly looking forward to meeting your master, she's gone missing. And you seem incapable of finding her.
Oh, but sir,
And to
please.
top it all off, you refuse to give me the handkerchief that she so often let me use? Do I deserve such little consideration in your eyes? Is that what you wish me to report to your master?
No, certainly not, sir. Please forgive me, sir. I have been such an idiot. Here you are.
Взял и надавил на
It is
слабость
indeed your handkerchief, Mother.
бедолаги.
You must have come here for a specific reason. I need to know what it is. Let's think. What could she have been doing out here on this wharf? There's no way I'm leaving without finding out about Mother. A Latin inscription. Annesis, mi fili quantilia produncia mundus vergatur. You don't know, my son, how little wisdom the world is governed with. I tend to agree.
Устойчивость у лорда Мортимера к убеждению. Ну что ж, оккультизм не бесполезен. Я знаю латынь. По крайней мере, я знаю латынь. Я могу не знать много других языков, но, по крайней мере, я знаю латынь. Ну, в смысле бежать? В смысле бежать? Как бежать-то?
There's no way I'm leaving without finding out about Mother.
А, надо осмотреть причал. Все, теперь я могу осматривать. Все хорошо. Так, ищем светящиеся точки. Я их точно тут видел.
This chest might belong to Duchess Hillsborough.
Мгм. Мед это вкусненько покушать, вкусно, полезно, помогает горлышку.
Looks like a bar from an old gate. This miserable old bar has been broken fairly recently. The edges are still clean, and the tip is blackened. Without analysis to the contrary, I put my money on cannon powder.
Могу его взять?
This might just come in handy.
Да, может пригодиться. Я сунул пруд себе в карман. Я оккультист,
Sack
мне
of
можно.
seeds. It's unopened. No one seems to have used any.
Хэм. Что еще тут интересного есть? Ё-моё. А веревку посмотреть можно? Нельзя, блин, не видно. Вот эту веревку осмотреть можно.
Some rope. Apparently no one's touched it for a good long time.
Фонарик.
A lantern. Nothing special.
Он не достоин внимания оккультиста. Так, идем дальше.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Let's look. A letter written in an Oriental language. I haven't the slightest idea what it says.
Печально.
The address is in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That reminds me, it's about time the Order sent some envoys there. It's too badly written, I can't make out the address. The address is 50 Bedford Square, London. This envelope is meant for the Vatican. Apparently this letter is meant for Pope Pius VI, born Giovanni Braschi. I wonder which one of these people is influential enough to write to the Pope in person. Probably a Dutchman. Samuel Ritter d'Auchois. Mother, you test me even when you're not here. It's an anagram of Louis Moras de Riche. You wanted to write to me then.
Мы нашли письмо
Let's see what's
самого
inside this
себе.
letter.
Обалдеть!
Dear Samuel, my stay on Lord Mortimer's island is going wonderfully well. As I find myself in such charming company, I plan to stay a few more weeks. Would you be so kind as to send me a gift that I'd like to give to our old friend Manuel Godoy? I would be most grateful. I have been told that he's going to join us here soon. I would like to mark the occasion. Thank you in advance. Yours devotedly, Sarah Faustine de Riche.
What is your game here, Mother? What are these strange turns of phrase? I've never heard you speak like that. What's going on here? That you write to me under a pen name, okay. But here you go even further, by trying to avoid raising any suspicions should anyone else read it. I wonder if this Godoy is the person you came looking for. Think! Godoy. Manuel Godoy. Why does the name sound so familiar? I'm guessing he's a man of some importance. Spanish, I'd say. But just can't put a face to him. Well, hope we meet to talk about it soon, Mother. I don't know what you've gotten yourself into this time, but I'll bet you've got a lot to tell me.
Потрясающе! Мы нашли письмо от матушки.
Let's see what's hidden inside. Let's look. An address in Cairo, Egypt. Mortimer communicates with the whole world, apparently.
Ну что ж. Мы нашли одну зацепку, можем поискать еще. Ой, а куда ты так быстро бегаешь-то? Так, неинтересный фонарь. Еще один неинтересный фонарь. Угу. Окей, мы осмотрели эту часть пристани. Есть еще одна. Да ящик, мы в курсе, что это ящик. Чьи-то вещи, мы не в курсе, чьи вещи. Такс. Можно еще попробовать пройти вон туда. Там наверняка что-то есть.
wooden floorboard. Probably comes from this part of the wharf. The wood is slightly eaten away, of course, but it still would have been fine if it weren't smashed.
Я обязательно попробую поиграть за детектива когда-нибудь. Ну, и за политика. Чисто ради того, чтобы понимать восточные языки.
Hey, there's something not right about this floorboard. It's different from the rest. Somebody replaced it recently, but looks like it's fixed pretty solidly in place. It's going to be tough to rip it out of here.
Давайте попробуем. Раз мы взяли этот пруд.
That does it. Let's see what's
Отлично.
hidden inside. There's a book and also a bag. The Mysterium Cosmographicum. I know that book well. Mother used to read passages from it to me all the time. And judging from what I can see, it's the same one as hers. For crying out loud, what's happened to you, Mother?
Манускрипты.
Let's look inside the bag. A little food, a few toiletries, a small key, and some kind of black powder. The bottom of the bag is covered in black powder. Shit, those are definitely my mother's things. I recognize her hairpins. This bag smells of her perfume. A piece of soap, some oils, and her powder puff. But what does all this mean? Some fruit, a piece of bacon, and some bread. The fruit's still firm. The bread's a bit stale. From the smell, this food's been here roughly 2 days. And if it's rationed, there's enough left to last 2 more days. An iron key completely rusted.
Взять ключ или оставить ключ?
You
Возьму.
never know. It might be useful. I hope Mother wasn't counting on it.
А может всю сумку взять?
Right. Just in case, I'll take it all. I'll give it back to Mother when I see her. For crying out loud. Why did you hide supplies in the middle of nowhere, Mother? I don't know what's going on here, but you obviously feel like you're in danger.
У нее будет повод найти меня. Черт возьми, матушка, я беспокоюсь. А если открыть?
Locked. I'll never get it open barehanded. There we are.
Да ладно. Ключ отсюда.
This looks like a pistol case, but it's empty. I don't know if this has anything to do with you, Mother, but if it does, at least now you're armed. Just like in my vision. And none of it's telling me anything useful.
Да, пистолет прям. Угу.
This wharf is used as storage for a lot of barrels. Uh-huh. What have we here? It's cannon powder. The powder's wet. Not surprising, given the dampness of the dog.
It's unusable now. I don't know what the person who left this barrel like this had in mind, but it's a waste. So, let's go through this. My mother's been hiding pieces of bread between the rotten boards of a wharf in the middle of the night. That's not normal. And if that weren't enough, looks now like she's armed. Meanwhile, she also takes the time to send out letters, reassuring whoever might be interested that she's having a fabulous time here. So odd. So very odd. And that's not even all I've noticed. But maybe I ought to move on to the manor now.
Amber crystals.
Заждались нас уж точно. А мы не будем закрывать за собой ворота? Нет? Ну ладно. Да, мы осмотрели много чего, мы осмотрели все, что могли на данной роли. Да блин. Вы не врезайтесь, пожалуйста, в ворота. Ворота вам за это спасибо не скажут. Оставлю потом. Я надеюсь, что у меня будет возможность выпить его при необходимости. Сейчас у меня нет необходимости, поэтому лучше не растрачивать ресурсы зря. Ну, поднимешься? Он поднялся.
How did Mortimer manage to build his manor at the top of a rocky outcrop?
Хороший вопрос. Мыслишь как человек науки? Я помню, что когда я смотрела прохождение эту игру за политика, мне все время хотелось тыкнуть, типа, боже мой, как можно этого не знать? А теперь мы будем знать все. Все нам необходимое. Ну, кроме политики и причины расположения предметов.
Impressive.
Pохоже на здесь громоежца.
I was looking for you.
What can I do for you, Your Eminence?
I wanted to ask you. You are the son of Sara de Riche, aren't you? You see, your mother and I were supposed to meet here on this very spot. I was supposed to hand her a very important envelope. But I haven't seen her.
If only Mother had told me why she was coming here. Anyway, I ought to take the envelope. It might have something to do with her disappearance. Listen, if it will help, you can always give it to me.
В ходе разговора вам необходимо преодолеть несколько этапов и завоевать доверие собеседника. Исход противостояния оказывает непосредственное влияние на развитие сюжета, поэтому не забывайте пользоваться навыками. Во время противостояния на экране вам будут отображаться символы, которые подскажут, насколько вы были убедительны.
Thank you, my son. I'll bear that in mind. I'd rather deal with her directly. Don't take it personally. Would you happen to know if your mother has arrived yet?
Certainly, Your Eminence. Mother got here some time ago. I was hoping to find her when I arrived, but given the hour, she must be asleep by now.
Right. I shall see her tomorrow, then.
By the way, Your Eminence, I wasn't aware you knew my mother.
Ah, if you only knew, my son. I hold your mother in the highest regard. She has rendered great service to the church, and her help is invaluable. I hope that you will follow in her footsteps.
Да, конечно.
Only she had told me where she was headed.
Nonetheless, our exchanges have always been discreet, and I should like them to remain as such. If your mother wishes to speak to you about us one day, I will not mind if she does so.
That is very commendable. But since we work together on a daily basis, it's surely just an oversight.
Most certainly. You said you work together. What do you do exactly?
О, божечки. Не забывайте пользоваться навыками.
The finest minds of the century were present, if I'm not mistaken.
What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Well, how very amusing. My husband
Я не знаю, что выбрать, поэтому лучше не
Be it
рисковать.
Mother or myself, our motto has always been discretion in all things, and to promise to never betray a word of honor. Was your secret safe with Mother? It will be even more so with me.
You have convinced me. The mystery with which your mother manages her business proves that she carries your motto close to her heart. Your words seem sincere, my son.
All the same, it bothers me to see you in a quandary, Your Eminence. Is there any other solution? Look, if it's of any help, you can always leave your envelope with me and I'll give it to her as soon as I see her.
I hesitate. Up till now, we have always dealt with her in person, and that has always been successful. Do you think I should give it to you?
Да, я так думаю.
Listen, you have nothing to fear. I will give your letter to my mother the moment I find her.
The moment you find her? You mean Sarah has gone missing?
Shit, I shouldn't have said that. Let's not exaggerate, Your Eminence. I have no other information at this time. It's probably nothing.
Listen to me, my child. If I give you the letter, can you promise me before God that no one other than your mother will read it?
Я не верю в Бога.
I swear by the Almighty God to honor the promise that no one but my mother shall cast her gaze upon your letter.
Good. Listen, let's stop there. I'm going to tell you a secret, Monsieur Derice. Your mother and I are organizing the escape of a large number of French priests who face a massacre organized by the accursed Republican tribunals. The church is literally being bled like a beast. Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine. She has made the services of your order available to us by organizing the priests' safe passage across the borders. Even if she does not share all our convictions, she always provided assistance. Young man, you can be proud to be her son. Be it only for her sake. Always respect your name. Here, the letter I spoke of. It includes a list of about 15 names ready for departure. Be quick. Remember to tell Sarah when you see her that time is short.
Well played. I'll decide later when I'm alone whether to look at what it contains.
Let him live out the rest of his days in peace.
If I can help you.
На какую единичку я нажимаю, ничего не происходит. А, неплохо пригодится.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Так, выходить отсюда пока нельзя. Я что-то видел. Я что-то видел.
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Ясно. Скрытые элементы.
Saturn devouring his son. Good God, how awful. Everything in this painting is disturbing. It's the first time I've seen brushstrokes like this.
What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion? Nothing has changed about that.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Да уж. Так, нельзя, понятно. Сюда тоже нельзя.
I've just arrived. It might be bad manners to go upstairs without being invited. Maybe I should introduce myself to the other guests first.
Коллекционные монеты. А что они дают? Неизвестно. Но пригодится.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it. Fall of the Damned by Rubens. The man who cannot achieve the salvation of God the Father is offered to fall into the depths of the abyss.
What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
Lives of the Noble Greeks and Romans by Plutarch. A biography of the great men.
In any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask.
Open to Brutus's page. Caesar, stabbed by multiple blows at once, sees Brutus raise the dagger on him. Then, covering his head with his robe, he delivers himself to the arms of the conspirators. Nice family. Let's keep it. Might come in handy someday.
Плюсик к убеждению.
Very well. How are you?
Thank you, my friend.
How was the crossing for you?
Surprisingly, this one is beyond belief.
Don't exaggerate.
And you haven't seen anything yet.
I thought my chimney was big, but this one is beyond belief.
It's the least one can say. I've been longing for a warm fire for ages.
Since I set foot on the island, I haven't ventured more than 2 yards away from it.
Have you also just arrived?
Oh, late morning, I'd say.
Louis, come join us. Monsieur, may I introduce you to Monseigneur His Eminence, Cardinal Piaggi. He joins us straight from Rome.
Oh, just call me Your Eminence. It's simpler.
George Washington, President of the United States of America.
Delighted at last to make your acquaintance, Mr. President.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. President. Louis Moras de Richet. It is an honor to meet you.
Young man, let's keep it simple, please. Let us forget our fancy titles. Nice to meet you, Louis.
I should imagine you never thought you'd be in such company.
I must admit that I didn't. It's the first time that I've ever met so many illustrious personalities.
And you haven't seen anything yet. Generally, when Lord Mortimer organizes one of his receptions, there are over a dozen people here.
They can't all be here yet, and you'll see, most of the time there's only the upper crust.
And I noticed you were already getting to know His Eminence at the entrance. It's the perfect place to build up a network. What were you talking about, if you forgive my indiscretion?
At the risk of disappointing you, we weren't conspiring in our corner, sir. His Eminence was simply telling me that he knew my mother and how much he held her in high esteem.
It so happens that Monsieur de Richet's mother is to join us.
Oh, pity. No scrumptious gossip or juicy tidbits, unmentionable secrets, or even money matters. But you'll see, it will come. Despite all the goodwill in the world, you can't stop people scheming left and right around here.
Speak for yourself, sir.
Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
2 members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Good Lord! Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit! That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat. Very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer. So don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts. I shall follow.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxing.
Oh, we shall be quiet.
Don't take it the wrong way, Sir Holm, but I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Выбрать проверенный вариант или тот, который меня более интригует?
My vision is more important. Let's follow home. I'll follow you, sir. Mr. Washington, I hope to speak with you at greater length on another occasion. Emily, please excuse me, but I would like to speak to Sir Home. I shall see you later.
My friend, I hope our dear Giovanni is well.
The troubles in France have fatigued him, but he will recover slowly. Do not fear. He apologizes for remaining in Rome. The voyage was too much for him.
And right he was, too. The mildness of the Mediterranean, eh? Come, sit down and have something to eat, my friend. You look rather pale. Excuse me, sir. I have been neglecting my duty. I haven't introduced myself. Sir Gregory Home, an old friend of Lord Mortimer's.
A real pleasure, sir.
You who must be well used to the court of France. How do you find this peaceful little haven?
Charming if I hadn't come here for disturbing reasons.
Yes, I heard the news. What a story.
Indeed. I wanted to ask you, would you have any information about the disappearance of my mother?
Very little, I'm afraid, my young friend. Your mother came at the invitation of Lord Mortimer. Then, one fine day, we couldn't find her anywhere.
That's it?
As I said, I don't know very much. Lord Mortimer had the entire area searched immediately. We found no clue as to her disappearance. But I am convinced that as soon as Lord Mortimer becomes available, he will explain the situation.
Thank you for your answers, Sir Home. But I beg your pardon. I get the impression I know you. Have we met? Except in my dreams, of course.
Not that I remember, young man. Perhaps you are mistaking me for another member of the Chamber of Lords. And what with the wig and the powder, it wouldn't be the first time.
No, you were definitely the one I saw threatening my mother. I thought... Never mind. It'll come back to me. Would you allow me one last question, sir? I don't want to take up all your time.
Please, go ahead. What do you want to know?
Sir, do you know Emily Hillsborough?
Oh, Madame la Duchesse. Of course. It was I who invited her to the island.
Do you know of any link between her and my mother?
Not really, no. They may well have met at the court of King George, but I can't be sure about that.
No dispute between them, then?
Not to my knowledge, no.
And even if Duchess Hillsborough is a complex woman to understand, I honestly can't imagine her in a conflict with the famous Sara de Ricci.
No! Elizabeth! I should have insisted that you rest in your room.
Do you want me to call someone?
Let me handle this. I'm used to this kind of thing.
Thank you, Mr. Dimshay.
Miss, can you hear me?
Leave me.
Slight arrhythmia, nothing too serious. Do you often feel faint?
Leave me alone.
Yes, Elizabeth suffers from poor health. Her fits are part of her daily life.
I would guess it's more like an anxiety attack, as if something had suddenly terrorized her. She reeks of laudanum, though. Are you receiving any regular medical treatment, miss? Miss Adams, are you receiving any medical treatment?
No, I
don't know what you have to be afraid of yet, miss, but trying to drive out your demons with drugs won't do much good. Can you tell me something about her? Who is this young lady?
Elizabeth Adams. She's come to the island for a course of treatment, to rest.
For a course of treatment?
That's right. Sea air can do wonders. Are you all right, Elizabeth? Do you feel any better?
When did she arrive?
4 days ago.
Okay. My mother had already gone missing.
Are you all right, Elizabeth? You gave us quite a fright.
Take it easy, miss.
Let me... I just need to get back to my room.
Of course, my dear. Go ahead.
You saw it, didn't you?
Pardon me?
I segni della bestia.
Sorry, Your Eminence. I don't speak Italian.
Forget it. It doesn't matter.
Gentlemen, it's getting late. It is time for everyone to go to bed. It has been a long day.
It's all the more delicate.
I'll see what I can do, but the case I'm on at the moment might well leave me with very few opportunities. Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence. On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted.
Да что ж такое?
The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Детектив — это человек, который встревает в разговоры, походу. Дочь вице-президента США. Ужас. Устойчивость убеждения.
Ladies, gentlemen, I bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh man, it's been quite a day. Right. Where is my room?
Поправка. Пойти в свою комнату и заодно
Duchess
осмотреться.
Emily Hillsborough.
Постучаться к ней нельзя, ладно?
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Тот самый. Тот самый Годой, которого упоминала матушка в письме.
Huh, that's me. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Мне кажется, что когда я вернусь в свою комнату, мне нужно будет кого-то найти и осмотреться.
Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Huh, that's me. Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Piaggi's trust. What should I do? So, it really is a list of French countrymen. Piaggi wasn't lying. Wow! Nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Чё, зря хитрость прокачивали, что ли? Да, комнатка, конечно, ого-го, не в каждом отеле тебе такой прибор.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Golden elixir.
Раз мне открыли доступ на балкон, значит там должно быть что-то интересное.
Great. Honey.
Ничего, и все, и вот спать. Прям без вариантов. Я ничего не провалил, здорово. Я просто хочу, чтобы у меня была психология. В этом нет ничего плохого. Отлично, 3 очка навыка остановилась. У него такого красивого цвета глаза, прям как у кошки. охоты.
Your turn? The servants are not very efficient.
Durocher can't be far away. They'll find her soon. Their search time is restricted, given that they must keep an eye on Adams.
I can take care of her, you know.
Yes. Well, in any case, I do thank you for bringing her to the island.
From what I've understood, the search of Durocher's room hasn't turned up any results.
Not yet, no. But we've put her son in there. Perhaps he'll find something.
That might come in handy.
Louis grows impatient at not yet having met the famous Lord Mortimer.
He will meet him tomorrow.
Oh, what a pity to lose a knight at the start of the game. Are you waiting for someone?
A young French soldier.
During our game of chess?
Don't worry, Gregory. The game won't disappear. I'll have one of my men escort you back.
Don't trouble yourself. I know my way out.
Ah, good evening, gentlemen. Please forgive me for this late hour.
It is never too late, and we have much to discuss. One last move?
Don't worry. Our games always seem to end like this.
Or always start like this. Come, take a seat, my friend.
Он выбросил коня в камин.
A little nighttime stroll, Mr. President?
There's nothing like it for a good night's sleep.
Do not hesitate to ask a servant to show you back.
The corridors seem quite safe.
Peppermint, lime flower, and valerian. My miracle remedy when one can't get to sleep. A very good night to you, Mr. President.
Thank you. And to you too, sir.
I'm coming.
Как чистенько вытерто.
Dear Monsieur de Richet, please excuse me, but I am unable to join you at present. However, rest assured that we are doing all we can to resolve the case that concerns.
Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room?
А где там дверь?
Excuse me. Am I bothering you?
No, not in the least. Is something wrong?
I'm going to need your help. Do you remember the young lady we spoke of in the hall?
I bumped into her in the small salon before.
Well, she is the daughter of my friend, the Vice President, John Adams. But she is supposed to be dead.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Fair enough.
Good heavens! I was present at her funeral.
It is disturbing indeed.
Yes. I need to make sure it's her. That's where you come in. I want you to distract Elizabeth while I search her room, and perhaps get my hands on some important information. At least, I hope so. Elizabeth is in the small salon. If you hurry, you can still catch her. I just need 10 minutes.
But if my vision is true, there are two men nearby discussing very important issues, and one of them looks much like Mortimer. Washington is very kind, but I came to this island for my mother, not for his ghost stories.
Я помогу ему.
Count on me, sir.
Thank you, my friend. Keep Elizabeth downstairs as long as possible. She must not return to her room.
Trust me.
According to Washington, Lady Adams is in the small salon. I better hurry.
Мне кажется, я пожалею о решении, о том, чтобы общаться с
A Bazant.
неуравновешенной девушкой, тем более, что у меня нет навыков ни к убеждению, ни к психологии. Ну что ж, погнали.
My son. Oh, you are a godsend.
What's the matter, Your Eminence?
I believe Miss Adams may be in danger.
What do you mean?
Do you hear that? She is being manhandled in the small salon.
By whom?
I don't know exactly. A thug, a Frenchman, it seems. By the cut of his cloth, I'd say he's a member of the French Revolutionary Government. You should do something, my son.
Come on, this guy's a cardinal? Weren't you about to enter the room, Your Eminence?
Oh, no. I was just passing by.
But since I do happen to be here, shall we go in together now?
I'd rather go and find help. It's safer.
Well, let's see. It's always the same ones who get dumped in it.
Thank you, my son. May God watch over you.
Надеюсь, надеюсь.
Who do you think you are?
Forgive me, sir.
If we were in France, I'd have sent you to the guillotine for what you just said.
Please, just let me go back to my room.
Hey, you! Stay out of it! This is none of your business. I'm gonna teach this little slut how to behave.
What the hell is going on?
Huh? I don't think you know who I am.
Stop. I beg you. I didn't mean to. Don't hit me, please, sir.
Shit. If I step in, Adams might just run back for a room. And if I do nothing, yes, Washington will have enough time to search, but this girl's gonna suffer. Damn it, what should I do?
Let her go! Huh? Stay out of it, boy!
Shit.
What are you playing at? I told you to mind your own business, boy! If you think you can side with this whore and then just walk away, you're out of your mind. Give me one good reason not to knock you down.
You're not back in your slum now. You're in Lord Mortimer's home. I suggest you think carefully about what you're going to do.
Don't think you're getting away with it that easily. I'm sick of all these toffs. If we were in Paris, I'd send you all to the guillotine. And on top of it all, a woman telling me how I ought to behave? I won't stand for it!
Oh, okay. Wait a minute.
What? Don't tell me you're gonna defend these harlots!
Women, right? They really do drive us crazy sometimes. I totally understand.
Yeah, and every time they open their mouths, it makes you want to slap them. I get the feeling you're trying to put one over on me. If that's the case, you're making a big mistake.
Sorry about that. Look, there's no point in us aggravating each other. Let's both just go our separate ways.
Don't move, we're not done yet. You wanted to be the knight in shining armor and save the damsel in distress. Let's see how brave you are.
Стоять. Золотой эликсир, значит?
Think about it. You know your head will roll tomorrow if you shoot.
Wanna bet?
Sure do.
I'm not in the habit of beating Lord Mortimer's guest in his own salon. You got off easy this time, but don't try it again.
The brooch Elizabeth was wearing. Huh. She was so frightened she was unaware that she'd lost it.
Yeah, well, it didn't seem to do her much good.
Мне можно побыть растерянным. Мне можно побыть растерянным.
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest.
Мне нельзя быть растерянным.
All right. I've retrieved everything.
Серьезно, мне дали очень много золотых эликсиров.
Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Lady Adams must have locked it behind her when she fled.
Well, did you get time to search the room?
Louis, I only needed 10 minutes. Imagine the scandal if she had found me.
What would you have done in my shoes? She was in the middle of an argument with some angry guy.
10 minutes. I didn't ask for the moon.
Nonetheless, you found what you were looking for, didn't you?
Not everything, but yes. Elizabeth is definitely the daughter of John Adams. We need more information.
You can always go back.
It's too late now.
Das ist Cersei.
Чё, как Life is Strange? Ага. Это, конечно, очень красиво. Но... Ну, я провалила задание. Мне стало жалко эту девушку.
Crucifixion of St. Peter. He was crucified upside down, out of humility. Surprising for an entrance hall.
Что ж, идти обратно?
Duchess Emily Hillsborough.
Your Eminence, what are you doing here?
I was worried about you, my son. How did it go with Miss Adams?
Don't worry about that anymore, Your Eminence. I had to step in, but everything's under control.
What an adventure, my son. I am relieved to hear it. You acted as a good Christian. In these troubled times, we need more men of your caliber.
It's nothing, Your Eminence. I did what I had to do. Well, you did the opposite.
Good. Well, thanks for the news. My son, I have another problem. I wanted to speak to you about something important. Do you still have my letter on you? The one I gave you in the hall?
Why do you ask?
I have a name to add to it.
Here it is.
Thank you, my son. Ah, I see that it's still sealed. I was right to put my trust in you, Louis. Give me 1 second, please. I can't imagine what would have happened if I hadn't added this name to the list. Please, be sure to give this letter to Sarah the moment you see her.
You can count on it.
Have a good night.
Обращайтесь.
exhausted. I better go to bed. I'll search my room tomorrow. If Mother stayed here right before me, you never know. And Mortimer had better show up.
Что ж, я могу, конечно, переиграть, но есть ли в этом смысл? Нет, я не могу переиграть. Хитрость мне сейчас нужнее, я полагаю. Ты как будто
All right. In my
постарел
vision
на 20
yesterday, I
лет.
saw that Mother had this room before me. I better search the room. Who knows? Maybe she left me something behind.
Да, комнату нужно обыскать.
I haven't even had time to unpack my cases.
Dear Monsieur de Richet,
Inspiration of St. Matthew, or Matthew writing his gospel, dictated to him by voices.
Nothing. Nothing.
Просто подушка.
The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
Ужас какой.
The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio representing St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
writing material.
Хочется взять и прокачать когда-нибудь уже эту бдительность. Она дорого стоит? Три очка. Посмотрим. Меленько, отойдем.
A priest's robe, crosses. Must be Piaggi's room. Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. Oh, this bookcase is well stocked. Oh, this book has been put back the wrong way round. A Voyage Around the World. The travel log of the explorer, Louis-Antoine de Bougainville. One of Mother's favorite books. What a coincidence. And I don't believe in coincidences. It's just too much. I don't know what's going on here, but if you felt threatened, I'll bet you'd leave a clue, wouldn't you, Mother? Found it. A faint sign of the Order, barely visible. Mother, you undoubtedly must have hidden a clue in this book. Let's see if I can find anything else in this room. I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's given. Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though. There's a circle around the lock here. Must be the trunk Mortimer was talking about. The key should open it. There's a note. Effects of Sœur de Richer, to be given to her son, Louis. I should probably take it. All right, I've retrieved everything. Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices. I'm not far from solving the puzzle. I must keep searching. The torture of Ixion, condemned by the gods to lose his mind because of his arrogance.
Dear Monsieur de Richer, please excuse me, but I am unable to join.
Last Judgment. Why do I always get the most terrifying room? Writing material. The incredulity of St. Thomas. Why is Caravaggio represented St. Thomas putting his finger in the wound? Thomas looks on but doesn't touch.
Нужно было в деятельность качать, а не психологию.
Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage.
А где еще искать-то?
Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though. Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw the same theme in the hall. I wouldn't like to be his son. Saint Jerome and the Angel. Yet again, art with political undertones with an image of a saint hearing voices. Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes.
Похоже, придется поболтнуть.
Here's something that will undermine my botanist's appreciation for the local climate. Let's recap. My mother was in this room. I found a rare edition of her favorite book. She must have left something behind.
She must have used the writing materials. What if she used lemon juice instead? An old trick used to hide messages. A message using invisible ink. I bet she used a lemon to leave a message. Now, how do I reveal the message? The message is illegible. I have to keep searching. Look, markings on the floor. Just a bit worn out. I was hoping to find something leading to a secret passage. Apart from getting the book dirty, I can't see any use for this. Nothing here. I wouldn't mind a nice, strong coffee, though. Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. St. Francis of Assisi in ecstasy, before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes. If a message is written in lemon juice, the flame will reveal it.
Горящую свечу в карман.
Aha! It's working! The heat reveals the message. Let's see what my mother wrote. Where all eyes size you up, you must pass by the Gorgon. Gorgon was the name of Medusa in Greek mythology. On the other hand, where all eyes size you up, I don't get it. And judging by the number of paintings in the manor, could be anywhere. After that, she adds, beware hero. The beast always charges the best protected soldier, and that's its weakness. What is my mother trying to tell me? Since you've gone to so much trouble, you must not have only found something important, but you must have also felt like you were in great danger. Now I better hurry and find that damn Medusa.
Sir, dinner is served in the red salon.
Typical. I'm not hungry. Please give my apologies to all the guests.
Sir Holm requests your presence, sir.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait before going and looking for my Medusa.
Tell him I'll be there in a minute.
Хорошечно.
Inferno by Dante.
Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Lovely lectures Mortimer's
Я
giving to
тут
his
уже все,
guests.
что можно,
Very
обыскал.
jolly.
Можно выходить.
If I get a chance, I may have to take a little tour through the rooms of the other guests.
Давайте, просто пойдем в другую сторону от лестницы.
Huh, that's me. Monseigneur, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. President George Washington.
Let no one disturb me. I'm busy.
Too bad. I'll see him later. That's the door to Elizabeth's room.
For God's sakes, what happened in here?
A chest with a half-circle pattern. An untutored hand copied these notes. Looks like a healing method. Well, that's a pity. The writing is barely legible. Feet and hands are bound. A piece of cloth in the mouth prevents the tongue from being sectioned. It looks like preparation for an exorcism. Is Elizabeth really possessed? The note suggests binding the feet and hands, then blocking the jaws using a piece of cloth to prevent the tongue from being sectioned. That looks like a method to control an epileptic fit. I wonder if Elizabeth is the one being treated for that illness.
К чему там у нее устойчивость к психологии? У нее устойчивость к манипулированию и слабость к допросу. То есть, если я хочу узнать о ней больше, то мне необходимо быть детективом.
Looks like I found a box containing some kind of white crystals. These are magnesium crystals, a fairly effective remedy for easing anxiety. Well, let's see what it tastes like. Ugh. I really need to stop tasting everything I find now.
Унять тревожность, да-да.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits. My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and, unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under. A ruble. A novel of the initiation of a young woman into polite society.
Их может быть несколько?
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold, as if emotions no longer mattered. August 24th, 1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain. November 1791. My dear sister, the cancellation of our reunion hit me like a stab to the heart. Father told me it was for your well-being.
Ладно, пока меда много, надо этим пользоваться. Пойду до следующей лестницы.
Monsieur Johann van Vulner. Devil's Thorn. A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Excuse me, Monsieur de Richet? I really need to talk to you.
Is this about last night?
No, that was just a misunderstanding. I'm sure it was a little bit my fault, too.
There's no excuse for that man's horrible behavior. You ought to tell Sir Home.
Look, the only thing that I care about is that I've lost something precious. I'm not worried about Jacques Peru.
You didn't happen to lose this, did you?
Where did you find it?
In the small salon.
It's the only reminder I have of my beloved sister. I thought that swine stole it from me. You're her son. Sarah de Richet's son.
Yes, why?
Last night, I found out that your mother was on the island. What are you doing here?
Excuse me, but speaking frankly, why would you care?
I know your mother very well.
Really?
Yes, I have been in your mother's care ever since I was born.
She nursed you.
Oh, I wouldn't say nursed. No, I remember her stare, cold as ice. Her sadistic hands pressing over my mouth to silence me while I screamed in pain. I remember her knees, too. She held me down with them while she cut and burned scars into me.
Hold on a minute. What do you mean?
You can ask her when you see her.
Huh, she's getting more and more agitated.
Look, I've got to go.
Wait. I need to know more about you and my mother. Why did she put you through all of that? There must be some reason for what she did.
What's the point of rubbing salt in the wounds?
Elizabeth, confiding in me might ease your burden. Let me relieve you of some of your suffering.
Relieve me? Do you even hear yourself? Do you really think that by confiding in my torturer's son, I will be healed as if by magic? That it will bring my smile back, or let me sleep at night? Look, you don't seem like a bad person, and I'm sorry you have to find out your mother's true colors like this. But I'm not going to pity you. Everybody has their cross to bear. I know your little game. You're no different from the rest of them. You couldn't give a damn about me. The only thing you're interested in is finding out about your mother.
Don't say that. Not everyone wants to use you. Some people care about you, don't they? Haven't you got a sister?
Yes.
I'm sure she loves you with all her heart.
She's the only one who cares about me. I would have put an end to it all by now if it weren't for her. Since you insist, I'll tell you how I met your mother.
Thanks for trusting me.
You see, before I was born, my mother often suffered from hallucinations and fits of anger. Soon people could barely recognize her. She became a completely different person. So my father spent an enormous amount of money paying for the best doctors, but none of them were able to cure her. The last resort was to call a priest.
So, is that what your father did?
No. He went to an expert in the occult.
Ah, my mother.
Her reputation already extended beyond our borders. My mother's fits stopped at my birth, and Sarah de Richet concluded that the evil had passed into me. Not only did it encourage her to stay, but she took the opportunity to advise my father to separate me from the rest of my family. That's how I was declared stillborn. My fate was decided that very day.
It would coincide with my mother's frequent trips to America.
I had my first fit when I was 3. That's when your mother began her experiments to rid me of the evil inside.
I understand how you feel, but I know my mother. I'm sure she had her reasons, even if it seems difficult to believe.
Everything she put me through was all for nothing. My whole life was ruined for nothing.
So what brings you here then?
My father used to know Sir Holm. He offered to introduce me to the world's leading authority in the occult.
Lord Mortimer.
He was my last hope. Until I found out he had also invited your mother.
It's got to be a coincidence. I don't believe for a second she's come here for you.
You can't change my mind about this, Louis. My days are numbered, and I know it.
Мне очень-очень жаль эту девушку. Правда.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, Sir can access, on one side, the small salon where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden. But Sir may be reassured the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Except for my mother.
Has Sir another question?
What's on the first floor?
The first floor is reserved for guests, sir. That is where Sir will find his private rooms. The main corridor leads around the building. 3 stairways will enable Sir to return to the ground floor. It is also from there that Sir will be able to reach the second floor.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, sir?
Yes. What can I find on the second floor?
That floor is strictly reserved for Lord Mortimer, sir. In the west wing, on the second floor, are his private chambers. In the east wing are the rooms reserved for Lord Mortimer's personal guests. At the moment, these rooms are reserved for Sir Holm, sir. But only authorized guests may access that area. Does Sir have any more questions?
What is outside on the island exactly?
Lord Mortimer has made a point of keeping the main part of the island in its natural state, sir. For security reasons, only the wharves and the gardens are accessible to guests. If Sir would like to walk along the wharves, he has only to follow the pathway used upon his arrival. If he would like to walk in the interior gardens of the manor, I would advise Sir to pass through the portrait gallery. May I help Sir in any other way?
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
What's that book you're hiding in your jacket?
The Sorrows of Young Werther by Goethe, sir. And I am not hiding it.
Hand it to me, please.
It is damaged, sir. I would never dare lend Sir a book in such a pitiful state, sir. I took it to restore.
Hang on, but it's mine.
Beg pardon, sir?
It's my book. I'm telling you, it's my book.
With all due respect, sir, I hope Sir will understand that I have doubts. You see, I found it in Lord Mortimer's library.
Huh, there you are then. That's exactly where I left it.
I am quite put out, sir. I don't know what to say.
In that case, I suggest you say nothing and hand it over.
But I...
Now!
But, sir, Very well, sir. Here you are. May Sir take good care of it. It is damaged.
And you've damaged it as well? Well, bravo. Bravo.
No, I didn't do anything. It wasn't me, sir.
Say pardon.
Pardon me, sir.
Very good. There were some other things I wanted to go over with you.
Мне жалко слов, которыми я манипулирую, но...
My good fellow, would you have any amber available?
I would, but unfortunately I don't think I am authorized to give it out, sir. I believe it is a precious stone.
Well, no point in lying, you know. I know full well you haven't got any.
I would never think of lying, sir. I don't believe I am authorized to give it away, that is all.
Amber? Here?
I'd be surprised.
Yet I assure you, sir...
No, you're pulling my leg. I don't believe you.
I wouldn't dare to joke with Sir.
Yeah, sure. You're just leading me on. I dare you to show it to me, if you really have some.
Well, then, sir, here is a piece.
Ah, right. Well, I'm impressed. Can you lend it to me for a minute?
Of course, sir. Here.
Wow. I can hardly believe it. Well, I have other questions.
Of course, sir. But, sir, I believe you haven't given me back the amber, sir.
What? What amber?
The piece I gave to Sir.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. You really ought to look after your things. It can't be easy to come across amber in these parts.
Well, does Sir desire anything else?
I would like to speak about your master, Lord Mortimer.
Do please excuse me, sir, but I shall make no comment about my master. Is there anything else that Sir would like to know?
What can you tell me about the guests?
Do excuse me, sir, but I am bound by discretion to say nothing about Lord Mortimer's guests, sir. Perhaps Sir would like to know something else?
Хорошо поговорили. Мне нравится. Так.
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
Yes. Can you briefly describe the ground floor, please?
Very well, sir. On the ground floor, there are mainly living rooms. Sir finds himself at present in the Grand Hall. From the Grand Hall, Sir can access, on one side, the small salon where the guests like to relax with a good book. From there, Sir can access the conference room, which is closed at present for preparations. That is where Lord Mortimer likes to gather all of his guests for talks. From the other side of the Grand Hall, Sir may access the dining room. That is where Sir's meals will be served. From the dining room, Sir may benefit from an exceptional view overlooking the island. It is also the best way to access the portrait gallery, where a large part of Lord Mortimer's works are exhibited. And in the gallery, Sir will also find access to the garden.
Я тебя понял, чувак.
But Sir may be...
Бдительность, допросы.
Assured, the building is accessible on both sides, so that it surrounds the garden in question. So, Sir should not find cause to worry. No one has ever gotten lost.
Except for my mother.
Has Sir another question?
Вопросов больше не имею. Значит, мне надо идти в столовку, да?
Lord Mortimer certainly has a taste for staging rooms.
Dear friends, I bid you welcome. I hope the night was not too short. Your Eminence, Duchess, Monsieur de Richet, allow me to introduce our new guests. They arrived during the night. Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs and close aide of Frederick William II, King of Prussia. Napoleon Bonaparte, Lieutenant of the French Revolutionary Army. And Jacques Peroux, French Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. Unfortunately, my friends, Lord Mortimer will not be joining us this morning, but he should be with us later. So, let us begin.
What is Mortimer playing at? He tells me to come urgently and he sends no one to meet me?
Thank you again for the wine, Your Eminence. It is served every day at the king's table.
I am delighted to hear it.
Volner and Piaggi seem to be getting along well.
And you, sir?
My dear Johann, how are you?
Glad to make landfall at last.
Да
And
что ж
yourself?
такое?
Very well.
And your husband?
He's poorly. The French Revolution gives him terrible headaches.
Oh, I understand. I shall feel better too as soon as the situation is settled.
If by chance the French crisis is emulated in Berlin, there will always be a refuge for you in London, my dear.
Your offer does you honor, Emily. But London is much closer to Paris than Berlin. Beware. The French are capable of sailing up the Thames straight to the Houses of Parliament.
Oh, my friend, I am shaking in my clogs.
We have that down.
An extreme.
Is the wine to your liking?
Very much so, Sir Gregory. Such complexity. Typically French. A Sauterne, isn't it?
Absolutely.
If I'm not mistaken, this is not Lord Mortimer's favourite wine. It is yours.
In his absence, I have taken the liberty of making a slight deviation from the rule, but I count on your discretion.
Don't worry, I appreciate the same grape varieties as you. I remember the last time we tasted that nectar here at this table. The finest minds of the century were present.
And the last time we drank it, the orphanage in Bloomsbury was still in ruins.
Would you repeat that?
Oh, well, I put some small effort into the works. The orphanage reopened just before Christmas. The bedrooms, washrooms, and the classrooms had all been refurbished.
I don't know what to say. You have given the girls a wonderful Christmas gift. Thank you.
I made a promise. Now it is done.
Very funny, sir.
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you. I had a moment of absence, but here I am again.
Impossible.
What do you think of Volner?
The Prussian king is his puppet.
I find it hard to believe the king of Prussia is so weak.
Be careful. Volner is as influential as he is dangerous.
You seem to know each other well.
We used to work together.
I see.
Don't trouble yourself.
Have you any information on this Napoleon?
And right he was too.
Oh?
My friend.
What do you think, madam? What is this Bonaparte doing here?
The presence of a soldier is never a good sign. It can only mean there's going to be further war.
Really?
To answer your question, I only know that his family were in favor of the revolution, and that it almost cost them their lives.
Thank you, that's helpful.
What a story.
Monsieur de Richet?
Please.
It would seem we have common interests. Could we speak in private, please?
Who does not know of her, sir?
Ты же не будешь меня сталкивать в Венеции?
Lord Mortimer and the Golden Order, through your mother, have concluded a financial agreement.
Stay composed, Louis. I'm listening.
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother. You must know that I am deeply sorry about our disappearance, but I must validate the deal urgently if I want to be able to organize things properly.
I haven't seen Lord Mortimer yet. I'm afraid I'll be unable to answer your questions.
He assured me that you could replace your mother during her absence.
I appreciate his confidence, but still, this is a bit hasty. But please continue.
Of course, but I need to know if I can count you among my allies.
Well, of course.
And for that, I have a little question for you. The agreement stipulates an aid of 50,000 louis d'or for 200 cannon.
And right he was too. My friend.
Absolutely. 50,000 louis d'or in hard cash.
The offer I'm talking about was for only 20,000 louis d'or, Monsieur de Richet. The truth is, you really have no idea about our agreement. So, you're wasting my time. I need to work with people I can have confidence in, sir.
The exact numbers may have escaped me. I suggest you wait for my mother's return in order to manage such details.
I have one last question I would like to pose to you. We don't know each other yet, you and I need to make sure that we both share the same vision for the future of France. Given the hard times that have befallen our beautiful country, what do you think it would take to restore its luster?
Where did you find it?
I think what France is lacking today is a truly strong leader ready to govern her. Someone who will restore her luster, who will propel her forward so once again she becomes a proud nation respected by all. A man capable of both rebuilding the country from the inside and, at the same time, developing exterior relations. Someone with a vision, I think. The right person still remains to be found.
You're right, my friend. I hear your words, and I agree. Monsieur de Richet, I am reassured. I am very happy to have met you. Lord Mortimer was right to put his trust in you. I hope to work with you in the very near future. I would like to thank you for your support by offering you this humble little gift.
Reflections on the Revolution in France. Monsieur Bonaparte, I thank you for this gesture, and please know that I, too, am delighted to have met you.
My friends, I would like to say a few words.
Если есть возможность использовать
I would
навыки,
like to thank Lord
надо
Mortimer
использовать.
and you, Sir Holm, for bringing us all together here. Those of us for whom it is not the first time here, like me, are all trembling in sweet anticipation of the arrival of our host. For the rest, I would like to reassure you that Lord Mortimer always has a few surprising projects to propose. But I can assure you that each and every one of us has always benefited from them. The last time I came to this place, Lord Mortimer offered to help me in my electoral campaign for the presidency of the United States. And it is imminently clear that his support was an invaluable aid to us. We are here among like-minded people. So let us put aside the conflicts in which some of our nations find themselves at present. So I raise my glass in honor of you all, my new and old friends.
I trust you shall not be disappointed, Mr. Washington. Right, we shall meet again tomorrow. All the guests will be present, as well as Lord Mortimer, I hope. Until then, I trust you will find plenty to keep you amused.
Я не умею пользоваться точками, это плохо. Это единственная моя неудача? Интересно. Еще чуть-чуть и был бы левелап.
Alright, let's recap. Before dinner, I was going to investigate my mother's message. I've got to find the place where all eyes size you up.
Убеждение может мне когда-нибудь пригодиться. А сейчас, думаю, мы закончим игру. Надеюсь, получилось более-менее интересно. Я понимаю, что из-за того, что я не читаю речь персонажей, я говорю меньше, это может, ну, как-то, не знаю, утомлять. Но я честно стараюсь проходить эту игру нормально. С управлением, конечно, все еще приходится возиться, но... Я надеюсь, что мне это в жизни как-то поможет. Всякие допросы, недопросы. По крайней мере, теперь у нас есть возможность допрашивать людей. Раз у меня открылись эти навыки, почему бы их не использовать? Логика и ловкость мне не так сильно нужны. Готовьтесь, теперь я очень бдительная политист. С якорцами.
The lock is surrounded by a triple circle.
И еще я могу взламывать замки и получать за это ровно ничего.
I have no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Серьезно? Надеюсь, я действительно могу забрать их позже. Потому что мне, ну, серьезно, мне даже восстанавливать нечего этим не надо. Хотя я вроде бы не жопилась на очки навыков. За исключением исключения. Можно сделать вывод, что мед можно не жалеть.
Dining on ham. Well, that's very appetizing.
Да, это намек на то, что нам надо всем пойти покушать. Вне зависимости от того, когда мы смотрим это видео. Ладно, вру, на ночь кушать плохо. Ну что ж. Пока что все очень лампово. Аристократы общаются между собой по-свойски, рассказывают друг другу интересные вещи, но я знаю, что дальше будет все не так просто. Я, по-моему, только первую главу до конца прошла. И кончилась она плохо. Просто будем надеяться, что все будет хорошо и с Луи, и с его матушкой, и с герцогиней, и с Элизабет. Ее же зовут Элизабет. По-моему, это герцогиня зовут Элизабет. А, нет, все правильно. Элизабет это вот это. А герцогиня зовут Эмили. И у нее устойчивость к логике. В смысле? А, ясно. Мы его просто еще не видели. Окей. Всем пока.